Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 11th of July. With Robert Murray McShane, we're working our way through the book of Joshua. Today we read chapters 14 and 15. In chapter 14, Caleb comes to Joshua and he says to him, when we explored the land, we came back with a positive report. The other 10 spies put the people off, and therefore we were driven off into the desert for the next 40 years. But God had promised me that the land where I walked would become my inheritance when we finally entered the promised land. And he now comes to Joshua and says, I've come to claim that. And he says in verse 10, so here I am today, 85 years old. So they'd been just 45 years later that he finally comes back. Here I am, 85 years old. I am still as strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. Now give me this hill country that the Lord promised me that day. You yourself heard then that the Anakites were there, and their cities were large and fortified, but the Lord helping me, I will drive them out just as he said. And as I read that, I thought, here was somebody that had been given a promise. God had said, this will happen to you. 45 years later, he finally gets to the point where that promise may be fulfilled. And I was just thinking, what patience. And how often don't we get impatient? After 5 years, we lose hope. We lose our tolerance. We say, oh, no, it's too late now. God, we make all sorts of excuses and complaints. But he waited 45 years. And sometimes we just have to wait because God is faithful and he will do it. Maybe just not when we think we should have it happen to us. But here is Caleb, 45 years later, finally receiving his promise. And then just his faith in God. He says that I will do it, the Lord helping me. The Lord helping me, I will drive them out. It wasn't that he was particularly strong. He didn't say, I'm a great leader. I've got this huge group of people with me. I've been able to get fighting skills or anything. It wasn't about him. And he says, but the Lord helping me, I will drive them out. And as we go through life, need to hold on to that as well. The Lord helping me, I can do what the Lord has called me to do. The Lord helping me, I will reach the promise that he gave me. So be encouraged to, on the one hand, be patient, and on the other hand, to trust in the Lord, because he will help us and he will always fulfill his promises. Be blessed.